Hello everyone, this is Daisy. I hope you guys are doing good. If you have been a subscriber, thank you for following my channel, and if you're new, thank you for subscribing. I hope that whatever I post on my channel is helpful to you and you get some ideas from it. So let's get right to it. This is my new cover for my A6 Stylogy notebook. I purchased this cover from an Etsy shop called TravelerHK. I will definitely post her shop. You'll see it right now on the little bottom part. And then I'll also provide the direct link to her shop on Etsy in the description of the video, okay? So this cover is made for a Hobonichi notebook, but since I'm using an A6 Stylogy, it's about the same size, so it pretty much fits it perfectly. And I love the cover. It kind of reminds me of Audrey Hepburn. I'm an Audrey fan, and when I saw this cover, I absolutely loved it. And the fact that it's black and white, like it has a little bit of color, but not too much. And then the inside part of it is completely black, so I love it. I absolutely love it. I did purchase another black one from the same shop, and I do like it. It's like this nice, like kind of like feel to it. It's soft. And it's black, and it has kind of like hints of gold, but and I was using that one for a while. And if you follow me on Instagram, you probably I think I posted a picture of that one when I got it. But this one by far is my favorite, and I don't think I'll be switching out of this one for a while. And the fact that it has plastic on it, like if the plastic gets dirty, I could always like wipe it clean. But the actual cover is protected inside this, so I know I will keep this cover for the longest. So let me just show you guys inside. So the point of this video was to show you my layout for this week and give you some ideas on like how you can write your notes in your bullet journal and stuff, and what I've been doing in my bullet journal so far. So it's kind of like a little sorry guys, I totally blanked out. So yeah, this is kind of like a peek at my week, and then also what I'm using my bullet journal right now for. I am still planning in it, but I'm also like using it for notes and stuff, and I'll show you guys that right now. So in the last video I did was a June setup, which I did show you guys my June setup, so I won't go into that. I will share, however, my last week's layout, which is what I've done actually so far. Let's see. Okay. So my last week's layout looked like this, and I did a setup where I divided. I actually did Monday through Friday, so 5 days on one side, and then 2 days here, and then I did a tracker here, and then I just wrote down some notes. Then I do like this layout because I was able to track down my meals, my hydration, and then I had enough space for like writing daily tasks. Something that I implemented in my bullet journal was I started writing down a little heart. So if you guys, I'll zoom in. I put a little heart right here. It's a tiny little heart. And so what I'm doing with that little heart is it's kind of indicating that I'm going to dedicate a page like journaling. And then you can see it here. So in the next page, I actually wrote about it here. And then this is my Father's Day entry, which right here I put family time. It was Father's Day, so I wrote about it here. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not just using it as a bullet journal where I'm just kind of like writing tasks and stuff. It's also becoming my journal. I do have an Erin Condor, like I said, and I do put pictures in there, but that's very limited space, you know, so I can put a picture there and I write down like little very brief notes. But if I want to actually talk about it more or journal about it more, then I'm using this also. So it's kind of like my bullet journal tasks, you know, and then journaling all in one notebook. Here, I'll go back to this one. So right now I'm currently reading The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. And what happened with that is I had the book and I had started to read it, and then all of a sudden it was just coincidence that at my work on our last one of our PD planning days happened to be the 7 habits of highly effective people, and so they gave us a whole day of planning based on the 7 habits. And I was like, okay, this is my cue that I need to work on these 7 habits, right? So I've been reading the book, and then I've been working on the workbook that they gave us. And so here I decided to do my circle of well, it's a circle. It's called a circle of influence. And outside, you write down the things that are out of your concern. So these are things that you cannot control. And these are the things that cause you to worry, and maybe sometimes you overreact about these things. So that's why I wrote them in dark red. And then the inner circle is my circle of influence. These are the things that I can control. So I put down the things that I can have control. So that this is kind of like and I put a little star here. That way it's like a little top tab. That way it reminds me, you know, when I start to like overanalyze things, that these are things that I cannot control, and I need to just let go and let God take care of these things. And these are the things that I actually can control, you know, like feelings, times, money, my words, obviously myself. So I can control. These are the proactive things that I can, and then these are the things that make me react sometimes. So I need to work on that. This is my circle. And then here I have I wrote down it's the natal alphabet. So it's pretty much the alphabet that everybody refers to when they're on the phone. You know, when you're calling on the phone, and they give you like the confirmation code, and they give you like the whatever reference code. Sometimes, you know, they tell you the letters, and they'll say like, you know, R for Romeo, B for Bravo, you know. That is the actual legit alphabet that they use versus my alphabet. You know, when I call a company and I'm explaining them, and I'm explaining to them something, and I'm trying to give them like letter out things, like the things that I come out of my mouth are like, oh yeah, A for apple, D for dog, and then, you know, like Z for zebra. That's my teacher one. So I figured that I should have the actual alphabet that people refer to, like companies refer to when they're giving you confirmation codes and stuff like that, just as a reference. And then let's see, here I was in another journal entry. That was the previous one. I think I showed you guys this one, but it was just little boxes. I did do this one, and somehow I didn't like this one because I felt like everything was really squished. But moving on. So like I said, this one was just last week's. And for this week, I decided to change it. I decided to change it up just a little bit, just slightly. So I still have those two sections for my appointment, tasks, and health, where I'm going to be tracking my meals. But I did change it. I wrote out the word, and then I wrote the numbers, the actual dates on the left. And then here, I'll bring it in closer. So here, I wrote down some little icons. This is pill, this is prayer, this is my scripture, this is my exercise. It's a little heart with a little heart rate monitor. And then here is a little person meditating. And then here is prayer again, like night. This is my morning and my night one. So I decided to integrate it as part of my daily to-dos. I didn't want a separate tracker, whereas, let me see, take it back to here. Okay, so here I have a separate tracker, but here I decided to integrate it. And on the bottom, I put the little icons with what each thing means, which is, I feel like this is gonna be so much helpful. And it's gonna help me to actually like look at it every day. So I like this layout a little bit more than last week's, and I think I might stick with this one for a while. And then here, I left 2 pages blank because I like to journal. Sometimes during whatever it happens, so I left 2 pages for journaling, and if I need more, then I obviously have the rest. But right here, I decided this is also part of the book that I'm reading. This is called The 4 Dimensions of Renewal, and these are the 4 areas in your life that, according to the book, you should really be focusing on, which is your body, your mind, your heart, and your spirit. And so I wrote down the things, I pretty much just wrote down like things for each section, how I can work on these, like body, obviously eat healthier, walk more, get enough sleep, drink more water, practice yoga, exercise, reduce stress. I do consider yoga exercise, but yoga is something that I really, really love, and it makes me feel good. So that's why I separated, because sometimes exercise could be gym or like personal training. And then mind, just building your mental capacity. The heart has to do with building your social emotional capacity, and then your spirit is building your spiritual capacity. Here's where all like praying, scripture, and all that goes into. Here's like quality time, and they do talk about like the emotional bank account, having your emotional bank account and trying to deposit more into it by doing things that improve your relationships and your connection with family and friends, versus removing it by doing negative things and stuff. So, and then this is a mind, like learning more, journaling, taking up a hobby, planning your weeks based on your priorities. So now that I have this, I'm actually trying to like make sure that I hit these 4 areas in my weekly planning. And that's pretty much it. So right now the rest of it is blank. And let's see, what do I have? I just have a note paper in here. Here's my little bookmark. And it's just my bullet journal. So you guys have seen this before. So I pretty much just use it here to divide it, to separate my page for today. And then in here, I did take out my other pen. What is it, my lettering pen? Right now I'm using a Coletto pen. And I had this one already, so I didn't go and purchase another one. But I've just been using this one because it's solid black. And for some reason, I was having a lot of, I love the lettering pen. But for some reason, it just kept smearing a lot. I don't know why. So I stopped using it for right now. And I'm using it for other stuff. But I am still using it, but not in here. So I'm using the Coletto pen here. And then here I have a gray highlighter, which is what I'm going to be using to mark off the little icons that I complete. And that's pretty much it. Oh, I did mention last time that I had a list insert. So this one's from Annie Plans Printables. And all I'm doing is like here, I made some lists. So this one's like grocery guide. This one says thyroid friendly foods. So things that are going to help my thyroid and not harm it. Here is like thyroid treatment stuff, like things that are good for thyroid. This is my husband's stuff. This is like oils to avoid if you're either on blood thinners or thyroid. I'm not on blood thinners, but my dad is, so I like to have that as a reference when I make little blends for him. These are my doggy's favorite treats, and I'm adding more things, my wish list. So I have a couple of lists here, and I think I've shown this before, but I did add more lists, and I do put this one in the back. Sometimes I stick it in there, sometimes I just leave it like this, and then I just close my my cover. And what I've been doing lately is, this one's one of those traveler notebook bands that you use in the traveler notebooks. And so if I'm going somewhere, like if it's just in my purse, I don't care, I can leave it open. But let's just say I'm traveling or I'm going somewhere and I have to throw other stuff in there. Oh, I'm sorry, I moved this. All I do is just pretty much just tie it around here, and it keeps it closed, and that's it. So it's kind of like a traveler's notebook with a little band here. And that's how I'm using it right now. So I've been using this little band, and it's not like messing up the cover or anything. It's pretty light. So that's how I've been using my Stylogy notebook. If you guys have any questions or any ideas, what else? I think that's it. I hope you guys like this video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye bye.